This is something else I've decided to do since my rear brake cable froze up. I don't know why. Well, the damn thing is probably 25 years old, but this should, when I'm pushing down on it, it should go in. This is the other brake cable right here, the new one, and you can see how it moves. This one locked up and was causing my bike to overheat, and I'm hoping that was a problem instead of the engine. I don't know. We'll have to see. But what I'm doing now, I decided to lube my cables. There's a couple of ways to do it. There's one way on the internet I tried. This is the best way if you can do this. You buy this little tool for 15 bucks. And what it is it's a little tiny rubber membrane in there that you stick your cable in and out the other side. Then you clamp down this yellow anodized piece, which seals off this end right here. Then what we do, then what I do is you take your PG1 cable stuff, and they say do not use what do they call that? Don't use anything like this, like WD-40 on it, or any kind of cutting oil or anything like that. This is specially made for it. But if you look very closely, you can see a hole right there. Okay? You put this in, and then you shoot the fluid in there, and it goes all the way down the cable and up into the throttle right here. I could take the throttle apart, but I'm thinking I don't want to do that because I have the throttle set where I want it, and I know that when I put on this old carburetor that I'm going to use, this old Oco, that it's set for 120cc engine, and there I can start my fine-tuning from. But the God, I don't know if I can see this. So I can do this. The bow. Let me see. There we go. This is the bottom of the cable housing for the stage 6 throttle, and it is a beautiful setup, but I don't want to take all that apart and have all my adjustment change again. You can see it's starting to move a little bit. And I can't shoot it into the cable while I've only got one hand, because it's a little bit messy deal. Another thing I did was I took my front cable. This is my front brake cable right here, which this is the one I have a problem with. They don't make this anymore. But there's another company that does make them. It looks just like it. Maybe if it's the same length, it'll work perfect. But without your brake cables, you got nothing. I mean, you're screwed. That's the brake cables. Next thing I did was I came over here to the speedometer cable. This part right here goes into the wheel. This goes in the speedometer. If you push down on this part, then this other part comes out right here, as you can see, and that's how you get it out. And I've already lubed it up really well. That's why it's sitting in that kind of a weird position, in that it's so the oil can just get in there and stay in there. So I'm wanting to oil everything up before. I just want to do the job right. And what I've decided to do was I'm going to use my stock wheels here that I have on here. We're going to take those off, all right, and then I'm going to we're going to spend some time. I've never done this before, but we'll see. There's the rear wheel to my bike, but that's a tire balancer underneath there. We're going to balance these tires and see if they run any better at high speed, because they are out of balance. And I don't know if that'll have an effect on a moped wheel, but if it has effect on a rolling centrifugal motion thing, then it's a good thing to balance it. Okay. The sun is shining. It's May 1st. It's full moon. That's crazy ass people out here. I just mowed my lawn. That's my cat. And of course the airplane has to get right into my thing again. I've lived here for, I don't know, almost 30 years. It's been really nice. A lot of people like fancy houses and moving up and moving up and moving up to impress people. I'm like, nah, I'd rather have a little paid off house and just keep it simple. Alright. Oh, and I brought my panels over. These have been sitting for 6 or 7 months. I need that front panel so that when I put that radiator on there and check it, that is out to see if it'll work. I might even, since I'm always experimenting, I'm going to use at least one radiator on here. And what I'll do is see if I can get a electric reducer, which I can turn the pump up and down through electricity. I don't know if that'll work, but if you give it half electricity, maybe it only runs half as fast. I don't know. And when we get all done, you can see how dull that is right there. I'm going to go through and we're going to take a lot of time and go over these panels and bring them into mirror finish. I'm going to just re-clear them. They already got 5 pounds of clear on them anyway. Might as well have some more. Alright, rock on.